Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek, and today I have for you some interesting ancient coins. We'll see if we can get a close enough look at these to see what they are. This issue is Ptolemy the Fifth, or the V. So I am a big fan of the Ptolemaic issue. So basically, think of Egypt, and we'll go from there. These coins are naturally very thick, and I'll try to get a closer look so you can see the beautiful eagle, and they oftentimes have this little guide point in the center that helped keep the coin itself centered as they struck it. What's interesting is how many of these look a little bit alike. So this Ptolemy the Fifth actually looks quite a bit like some of the coins from Cleopatra the Seventh, who is the Cleopatra that everybody tries to collect. But this Ptolemy the Fifth was actually married to Cleopatra the First, and so that is a long way around it. Well, what's interesting about history is you're not always sure about how all these people go together sometimes until you do a little bit of reading. And so Ptolemy the Fifth, roughly from 205 BC to 180 BC, it's got it here on the label for us, nice and neat. At the age of 13, was declared an adult and was crowned in Memphis. He was apparently the king of Memphis before the king was the king of Memphis. But apparently the priests wanted to declare him an adult at 13 to put him in power, to put themselves in power. If you read the declarations from the time period, which they have, it is pretty clear by many would assert that the priests were just trying to grab power. I just want to look at how thick this coin is real quick. You can't tell as easily in these holders, but lots of times when you see thicker ancient coins that are kind of these bronze, this one's a big coin anyways, 28 millimeters, but even the smaller coins, oftentimes they'll be Roman provincial from Egypt when you see the thicker planchets. There's a good view of how thick that planchet is. So the things that about the priest that are known are because there is something from the declaration the day after he was crowned, something that's known as the Rosetta Stone. So the Rosetta Stone has a direct link to Ptolemy the Fifth, which is something I didn't realize until I was kind of glancing at Ptolemy the Fifth here to see some other fun information. Of course, not only did he marry Cleopatra the First, but that's 150 years before Cleopatra that we know with Alexander the Great. Also, his predecessor Aristomenes was forced to commit suicide, which I don't know why I'm laughing at that statement, but forced to commit suicide. I mean, just there's something about the term "forced to commit suicide" that just sounds kind of interesting. Next up, we have a real pretty coin from Antoninus Pius, which is really a cool piece because, if you want to know what's fun about Roman coins is you can actually make out the lettering lots of times. If you get used to seeing how the lettering goes, you can start to make out the lettering a little bit better. Now, sometimes it continues from one edge to the other, but you can make out the P-I-U-S right there, Pius. And he followed Hadrian, and his coins also oftentimes look a little bit like Hadrian. Roman Empire, Antoninus Pius, AD 138 to 161. This is a sestertius. The reverse has this octastyle temple. Fine condition, good strike, good surface quality. How cool is the temple, by the way, on the back of this? Really a neat piece with the temple on it. That's fun. All the lettering on here is for the Roman consulate. His full name, by the way, Titus alias Hadrianus Antoninus Pius. That's a mouthful. You can call him Dot. It'll be good. So these are both really cool ancients. I actually got these certified. They're fun. We'll look and see what the current market value is. I'd guess they're both in the $150 to $200 range. We're going to keep rolling with that concept, that price point, because I want to show you something that, it's easy to look up Ptolemy the Fifth or, Antoninus Pius, and figure out kind of what the story is. Then you get into these coins and just kind of get flabbergasted. Of course, history is easy enough to look up nowadays, but to try to figure out sometimes which end is up on these can be really difficult, right? So, you know, is this a sea monster or this way, or is this a boat this way, right? Maybe it's supposed to be both. Actually, I think this one is a bull, but I'm not 100% sure on this. So this is from Gaul. So Gaul is France. Early France, mid 1st century BC, a silver, AR silver, quinarius, high grade. What's fascinating about these coins is when you look at these issues, they are oftentimes so crudely struck and super off center. I love the afro on this guy. That's actually what that is. That's his hair, and that's an eyeball. And this is actually relatively well centered for one of these. Oftentimes you'll have that blank flan part, which will take up over half the coin. So pretty cool, but I have a few to look at. And I had a whole group of these. Actually, I probably still, now that I think about it, that I have to look up. I only sent a few in for grading because I found a few that were kind of centered the best and most interesting. So here you go. There's that cool looking horse on the back. SAAF, it looks like it says, right? But these guys here, it's such a strange collecting area for me because I don't know a lot of people who collect it. Gaul, mid 1st century, quinarius. This one they called AU. It has some mint luster. This they only called VF, which I find interesting because I thought the detail is pretty strong on that. So different issue, different design, same time period, right? And so it's interesting. They're just interesting. I don't even know what else to say about these coins. You'll see a lot of the coins that are to the west of the Roman Empire and the northwest of the Roman Empire that had this look to them. So the Celtic coins and the Gaelic coins and the coins from Gaul. This has a really great looking horse on the back. This one is particularly nice. Little mint luster on it. Now they call this XF, but also this has, I think, as much mint luster on it as this one does. Totally different design. All of these, by the way, are going to be in a similar price range, you know, that 150 to 200 price range, because they're nicer grade. The raw coins are probably 75 to 80 bucks that I have that are similar style. This is considered a different issue, and the difference between a Sequani and Aedui, yeah, that's right. I don't know. And I haven't looked them up in the book, tried to find them or anything like that, because it's such a specialized area that, you know, I'm sure I have a book on it somewhere. For those of you who've seen the books that I pull out, I got books all over the place. So these are really fascinating pieces. If any of you really know the history on those, feel free to drop some information for the rest of us. In the meantime, enjoy history, right? Cleopatra I, Rosetta Stone, forced suicides, Roman consulates, temples, horses, a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything this time. Guys, thanks for watching. I've been the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.